Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Functional Friday. My name is Dr. Kirk Mason here at Premier Chiropractic, improving movement, function, and health. Today's going to be our third installment of the anti-inflammatory diet, and today we're going to talk about how our pro-inflammatory diet eventually can lead to disease. Okay, so there's a four-step process illustrated here. The first step is us eating and living in a pro-inflammatory diet and lifestyle. Okay, so our diet is one factor of that. Another factor would be lack of exercise, lack of sleep, constant stress. Those things can all be playing into pro-inflammatory processes happening in your body. That leads to step two, which is low-grade inflammation in your body. Right? So that's in the red here, that's the second step, and that low-grade inflammation can then in turn lead to measurable markers of inflammation in your body. Now, those measurable markers can present in a number of different ways, and you can't really predict which ones are going to present at any given time, but a lot of times they will show up. If you're in a pro-inflammatory state, some of these markers will show up as being altered and abnormal. Okay, so any of those can include things like blood sugar levels, blood lipid levels, hemoglobin A1C, waist circumference, waist to hip ratio, BMI. All those things can be markers of you being in a chronic pro-inflammatory state. Okay, so that is the third step here, and then after we get through those markers of inflammation, eventually your body's going to change into being in a diseased state. Okay? Now, I'm just going to go through a few of these diseases, but all of these diseases have been linked in some way to inflammation. Okay? So, first one, physical pain, something I see a lot of in the chiropractic clinic. That's why I recommend this anti-inflammatory diet to patients, because if you're eating an anti-inflammatory diet, it's going to prevent all this from even occurring, and then it's going to prevent pain. Okay? Next one, heart disease. Heart disease is a huge, huge deal in our society now, and it's something we can have a big impact on if we start eating and exercising and sleeping right and trying to be less stressed out and relaxing. It's something we can have a big, big impact on. I think the easiest way to control this inflammation is through your diet. Okay? Another thing we see a lot more of now than we did maybe say 100 years ago is type 2 diabetes. Okay, we have a very, very vast increasing number of type 2 diabetics in our society, and we can have a big impact on that disease if we start looking at this inflammatory process. Okay, another thing we see, scary, scary disease, is cancer. Okay, cancer is basically the mutation of cells that are no longer doing their job properly. Okay, so this is something that has been linked to cancer, this inflammation, and it's something that we can have a big, big difference in. So that's something that's near and dear to probably a lot of our hearts, and it's pretty cool that we're finding out that inflammation is being linked to that, because maybe that's something that we can have an impact on in the future. Okay, along with that, things like depression, okay, have been linked to pro-inflammatory foods. Along with that, we have like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, mental health diseases. Mental health diseases are on a big, big rise, and we didn't see a ton of mental health diseases, 100 years ago, and it's no doubt because we're living longer now that they're showing up more, but there's things we can do preventatively to have a big, big impact on things like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Okay? So this kind of gives you a general outline of the diseases that can result from low-grade chronic inflammation. All right? That's all we have for you today. If you don't already like our Facebook page, make sure to check it out. Premier Chiropractic here in Minot, North Dakota. Okay? If you haven't checked out our website, check it out, premierchiropracticnd.com. Check it out. We got some articles, we got some videos on there, some good information. And then finally, if you have a problem, make sure you give us a call and get it taken care of now before it leads to bigger problems later on. Okay? Thanks, you guys, and have a great day.